The Undying Night Warrior, Part 2. The knight lunged. Jace barely had time to react. He shoved Kyle aside just as the massive rusted sword came crashing down, splitting the stone floor where they had stood a second ago. Dust exploded into the air, the force of the impact sending them sprawling. "Run!" Lily screamed, grabbing Jace's arm and pulling him toward the archway. Kyle was already ahead, scrambling over broken stone like a rabbit chased by a wolf, but the knight was faster than anything that old and rusted had the right to be. He moved with the unnatural grace of something not bound by life, his sword dragging along the ground, creating a horrible screeching sound that set their teeth on edge. "You cannot escape," the knight growled, his voice layered, like there was something else speaking with him, something deeper, older. Jace risked a glance back, and immediately regretted it. The knight's form was shifting. His armor flickered as if struggling to hold its shape. Beneath it, something dark and writhing slithered, twisting in unnatural ways. He's not just a knight, Jace thought, fear gripping his throat. He's something worse. Kyle tripped. He hit the ground hard, his flashlight spinning out of his hand and shattering against the stone. "No, Kyle!" Lily shouted. The knight raised his sword, the green glow in his eyes burning brighter. The air thickened, a suffocating pressure weighing on them. The shadows stretched unnaturally, reaching toward Kyle like living things. Jace acted without thinking. He lunged forward, grabbing a broken piece of stone from the ground and hurling it at the knight's head. It connected with a sickening crack. The knight staggered, his head jerking to the side. For a moment, everything was still. Then he turned back. Slowly. His helmet was dented where the rock had hit, but the damage didn't seem to matter. The green glow in his eyes flared violently. The ground beneath them trembled. And then, a scream. Not from any of them. It came from inside the knight. A wretched, inhuman wail tore through the ruins, shaking the very walls. The knight's form convulsed, his armor warping as something inside him shrieked. His hands clutched at his helmet, the metal groaning under the pressure. Lily grabbed Jace. "What did you do?" "I don't know," he yelled back. Kyle scrambled to his feet. "I don't care. Let's go." They didn't need to be told twice. The three of them ran, tearing through the ruins as the scream grew louder, the shadows thrashing wildly. The walls shook, dust and debris raining from above. The knight's voice was no longer his own. It was layered with something ancient, something wrong. "You cannot leave." The ruins trembled as a massive force erupted behind them. Jace didn't dare look back. They ran, the exit in sight, a jagged opening in the collapsed wall. Then the cold hit. It was like stepping into a frozen grave. The air became thick as if it had turned solid. Jace's breath caught in his throat. And then the whispers began, soft at first, murmuring voices just at the edge of hearing. But then they grew louder, overlapping, pressing into his mind like fingers digging into his skull. "Stay. Stay with us." Kyle gasped, clutching his head. Lily staggered, her legs nearly giving out. The knight's presence loomed behind them, his shadow stretching impossibly far. Jace fought to move. Every step felt like wading through ice. The whispers crawled into his thoughts, twisting them, filling his mind with memories that weren't his. Visions of fire, of screaming souls, of the knight standing over countless bodies, his blade dripping with something darker than blood. He saw the truth then. The knight wasn't alive. He wasn't even undead. He was a prison, a cage for something much worse, and it was waking up. "Jace!" Lily's voice snapped him back. They were almost there. The exit was just ahead. Jace gritted his teeth and pushed forward, grabbing Kyle and yanking him through the opening. Lily stumbled after them, and the three of them tumbled into the cold, wet grass outside. The moment they crossed the threshold, the pressure vanished. The whispers stopped. Silence. Just the wind and their ragged breathing. Jace turned back. The knight stood at the entrance, just beyond the threshold of the ruins. The green light in his eyes flickered. His sword hung at his side, motionless. He couldn't leave. The curse bound him there, for now. But as Jace watched, the knight slowly lifted his head and smiled. Not with his mouth. His helmet didn't move. But Jace felt it. A promise. A warning. "This isn't over." Jace swallowed hard. "Guys, we need to leave, now." None of them argued. As they disappeared into the knight remained standing at the edge of his domain, watching, waiting, and deep within his armor, something else stirred. Something patient, something hungry.